Today's practice will be a practice of exploration, of curiosity, maybe a little bit of playful, childlike kind of things. We'll be exploring our hips and maybe our shoulders a little bit. These are points on our gallbladder meridian where we often hold tension. Gallbladder meridian is part of the wood element, and wood element is where we hold frustration and anger and irritation when it's out of balance. And we can move it back into balance anytime through acts of openness, of kindness, of generosity. So you'll get a sense for that as we do the practice today. All right, big sigh. We'll take our arms down by the side. Breathing in, we lift up and reach up high. You might feel like you're lifting a heavy weight. And then at the top of the breath, turning palms. Just feel attention move down into the body. Next breath comes, we lift up again. And sighing out, letting go. Now one more time. And okay. So starting today, we're going to take our feet out in front of the body and curl the toes in. So you'll feel that stretch along the back of your legs. See if you can pull a bit of flesh away from the sit bones. Our ischial tuberosity is the technical name for it. And we're going to take our arms out front. Now, I'm not going to tell you to touch your toes. Just reach your arms out and just notice how close to the toes they get. No effort. And just log in your mind where it is. For me, maybe about 6 inches from my toes. If you're a foot away or a centimeter away, whatever it is, just notice it. No effort reaching, just extending the arms out. All right. Now, first thing we're going to do is turn our palms up and just lean back and just sigh out. Keep your back of your legs and the heels flat on the ground and just take your body back as far as it wants to go. And then when you're ready, lift back up and take a breath out. And we'll do the same again. Just leaning back. Doesn't matter how far you go. Make sure there's no tension in your jaw, your cheeks, your upper body. And then when you're ready, come back up. All right, let's take our hands to one side. So you might take around to the right side and just explore with the hands. Maybe out to the side, or you might come outside the knees. Just whichever way your hands are drawing your attention, doesn't really matter where, just a little bit of an explore. And then we'll come up to the center. Take a breath in this time. And same on the other side, just exploring. Where does my fingers want to take me? All right, let's come up center again. Big breath in, tuck in your chin if you can. This time, take one hand a little bit behind. I'm going to twist a little further this time. And just explore behind. Don't worry about turning your neck. Keep your neck in line with the chest. And then back to the middle. Take a breath in. And then other side, just exploring a little bit behind the body. Keep the back or the spine straight if you can. And back to the center. One more time each side. Big breath in, sighing out. You might reach a little further away. Keep both sit bones heavy if you can. You might even bend the elbows just a little. Come back through the middle, breathing in. And the last one, maybe bending the elbows. Sighing out. up tall. Let's extend our arms again. Just notice where they land this time, maybe a little closer. And when you're ready, bring both feet together. Let's wrap our hands around the feet, and we're just going to let our body roll to one side and then the other. So see if you can really notice all of your bum cheek. Just letting the body be really heavy. And then coming back through center. We're trying to just slowly let go of our need to control. Now, if you want to be a little bit braver, you might go behind. And you might need a little bit of momentum. So momentum can be just leaning forward and then rolling back. Keep your chin tucked in. And just massaging the spine. And then we might just combine both of those. Left and right. Behind. Just notice wherever your body wants to take you. Try and let go of busyness in the mind. All right. So today we're going to work quite deep into our hips, but we always start at the bottom of our foot. The start of our kidney meridian is called the bubbling spring. Your bubbling spring point is right under the ball of in between the big toe and the second toe, right underneath the ball of the foot. If you curl your foot in, you'll find a kind of natural dimple. This is your Yang Chuan point, bubbling spring point, kidney number 1 acupressure point. So you might like to just press into that with the flat part of your thumb. And then we're going to work up our kidney meridian line. And let's start by just lifting the leg up and just shaking the foot. Let it be really loose. Don't hold it stiff. If you're struggling to let your foot be loose, maybe a roll of the ankle and then shake again. You might think you're waving to the camera. All right, let's take that leg down and we're going to do a little massage up the leg. So take your hands in a clamp, fingers outside of the shin and thumbs beneath the leg, and just work your way up. So our thumbs are pressing into our calf muscle, our soleus muscle at the back of the leg. And you're working your way up the kidney meridian from just above the ankle to just below the back of the knee. All right, let's turn our hands around now. So fingers are underneath, thumbs are on top. And this time we're pulling into the back of our legs and we're pressing either side of our femur bone, longest bone in the body. And just feel that energy moving up the body. We might just do one more for the back of the leg. Let's take our hands behind, lean into the hands, and take that leg and rest the back of the leg on top of the opposite knee. You might like to roll the ankle again. And we're looking for points of tightness or tension in the back of our legs. So just explore using your knee. Letting the leg be heavy. Might feel a little tender in here. If you find a spot that's tender, just hold it there. Don't rush away from it. You might take a big sigh, just let the energy flow back through this part of the body. All right, let's take the leg down now. We're going to rotate the hip open, and you might extend the opposite leg out. Take your head over your shoulder and elbow, and we'll start with our palm facing down, and then we're going to roll so our palm comes up. And we're using our elbow, so we just used our knee, now we're using our elbow to just ground ourselves, working away up the inside line of the leg. This is still the kidney meridian. And you might move energy back up towards pelvic bone. So starting just on the inside above the knee. And just use your body weight, not effort. Just let your head hang, shoulder stacking over elbow. So we're going to do quite a lot of work on one side of the body before we go onto the other side. So the more work we do, the more you might just notice the flow of energy in the body. All right. Let's see if we can pick up this leg. Might feel a little awkward, but cradle it like a baby. We want one hand on the foot, one hand on the knee. And just see if you can open it out. The extended leg can move about. It doesn't have to be fixed. You might feel a few cracks and pops in hip joint. That's okay. Let's bring that leg down. We're going to, this one might look a little bit awkward, but bring our knees close together and then open out. So everyone will look a little bit different. You might like to bring your foot closer. Just listen to your own body. And just moving with ease, no pushing, no forcing. And we'll do one more for that hip joint, hip flexor. We're going to take a hold of the ankle and just take it behind and then roll the knee forward. Again, doesn't matter how you look here, just listen to the body, allow that movement. Notice if you're clenching your jaw or holding your breath. Whatever range of movement you have, honor it. And we'll bring that leg down. Let's just let both knees drop side to side. Maybe noticing if one side feels a little different to the other. When you're ready, we'll take that flesh away from sit bones again, extend the feet out, take the hands forward, just notice wherever they land. Sigh out. All right, let's go to our other side now. So we're going to, just like we did before, pick up the leg and just shake out the foot. Give the camera a little wave. You might like to roll the ankle. maybe both directions. Just shake it out. And maybe finding that bubbling spring point underneath the foot. Press in with the thumb, invite your attention there. All right, let's work our way up our body. We'll take our hands in those clamp shape. Thumbs pressing into the calf, fingers pressing either side of the shin bone. And then we'll use our opposite knee now. Hands come behind, just rest the back of the leg on a knee. Might feel tender, just notice the feeling. Let's turn our hands over now. So fingers underneath, thumbs on top, pressing either side of the thigh bone, pulling up underneath the legs. And when you're ready, let's pick up that leg, cradle the foot, cradle the knee. And maybe you notice range of movement is different on this side, maybe not. When you're ready, take that leg down, draw the knees close in and then open out again. And then last one, let's take a hold of our ankle and just roll it forward and back. Heel to tailbone, knee is just as far up as it wants to go. All right, and we'll take our legs out long. This time, pull a bit of flesh out. We'll take our arms out wide. And just hold them there for a moment. Let your shoulders be heavy. Drop the shoulder blades down the spine. You might take a breath in. As we sigh out, just reach out to the outside of your opposite foot or as close as you get to it. Inhale, come back up, and then just reach across. You might just tap your knee or your shin. We're twisting as we sigh out, and we're just allowing our body to ease into it. No forcing. Let's do maybe two more each side, but have a break if you need to. And let's just shake out our arms. One last time, we're going to reach forward and just notice where your hands end up. All right, let's extend one foot in and we'll take our other leg long. So let's draw the foot in towards the thigh. Take a breath in, grow tall. As you sigh out, just see if you can roll this shoulder back as you just let your other shoulder be heavy. Don't feel like you're trying to reach your toes or anything. And you might sigh out, sink a little bit deeper. Maybe one more time, taking a breath in. And then as you sigh out, reach the other arm over the top as well. Letting go. And then we'll come back up. We'll draw the other foot in, extend the leg. And just like we did on the other side, just rolling the shoulder back, letting the head be heavy. Sigh it out. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper on the next breath. Maybe you press past the ear, roll the hand over. And then slowly coming back up. Well, draw the feet back together. And just like we did earlier, roll from side to side. Let yourself go. Feel that support in the ground. Maybe something in our energy has moved, something that was stagnant has started to flow again. Something that was cold has heated up. You might like to take a few rock and rolls along the spine. And let's arrive in a seated position. So I might actually go in the Japanese seiza style. You can even sit in a chair if you like right now, if you just want to come away from the ground for a while. Take a few breaths here. We've done a lot of work on our hips. Let's just end with a few things for our shoulders. We'll roll the shoulders. Maybe come back the other way. Let's draw one arm across the body and just pull it in with the hand. Just let it hang there. And then we'll switch to the other side, drawing the hand in. And let it go. Let's take both our arms out to the side. And we're going to turn one hand down, keep one palm face up, and then we'll switch and just keep turning almost like your arms are a big corkscrew. You might start to notice you can move beyond that 180 degrees. Maybe your whole arm twists around, maybe not. All right, let's take one arm. We're going to bend the elbow and bring that hand to the top of the shoulder blade. Our other hand, we're going to bend the elbow underneath, take our knuckles to our spine. And if you can, you might just run the knuckles up the spine a little bit. Maybe your fingers meet, maybe not. Everyone has different shaped shoulder blades. You might just take a hold of your shirt. See if you can let all the muscles in your face go. Tuck in the chin, feel crown of the head lifting. Take a few breaths here. And if you're holding onto the shirt, just let go of it. Extend the arms wide, maybe a few circles. And then we'll do that on the opposite side. So arm bends come into the shoulder blade. Other arm bends under. Take the knuckles to the spine. Maybe inching up. You might find each side feels completely different to the other. What can we learn about our body today? One more breath. And we'll shake it out, shake out wrists. You might just let them be really loose, maybe side to side, maybe up and down. And we'll bring hands to the body. We'll do a little bit of work on our neck as well. So you might start just by taking one ear down towards the shoulder. And just let the shoulder be heavy. And then come up through center, maybe the other way. All right, this time we're going to loop our arm over, find the bottom of our earlobe if we can, and just gently draw the ear down, not pulling or forcing, just letting it open out slowly. And we'll extend our opposite arm out as a kind of counterweight. Just let those fingers be heavy. Take a few breaths here. And we'll slowly take the hand back over. Notice the feeling in the body. When you're ready, wrap the other arm over. Fingers come to the earlobe. Just let the ear drop towards the shoulder and then extend the opposite arm out. And we'll let that go, come back and shake out again. Let's do one more for the neck. We'll cup our chin in a hand and then just turn the chin over towards the shoulder. And then with our opposite flat part of our thumb, start just above the collarbone on the side. There's a big ropey muscle called the scalenes. It's a group of muscles along the side of the neck. Brace up that muscle. Can't miss it. You might come just a little bit behind the muscle. And just slowly tracing up, right up to that big bone at the base of the skull, the occipital bones. And you might take a few goes at it. If you hit a point of tightness or tension, just stop and take a breath. One more time. Let's come back through the center. Maybe one side of your neck feels a little longer, so let's cup the chin on the other side. And the chin to the shoulder. Very gently just start just above the collarbone. Working up that big muscle. See if you can Sigh out as we do this. And we'll return to the center. One more for the neck. Let's just drop our ear down to one side. We're going to take a big circle all the way around. Chin comes to the chest, ear to the opposite shoulder. Try not to lean the head back, but come over all the way. Let's take a few circles. And maybe changing direction, come back the other way. And we'll finish today by walking our hands forward and lifting our tailbone. Let's tuck the toes first. Lift the tailbone up high. Press down through the heels. Just let the head be heavy. And we're going to walk our feet in towards the hands. Take your time, maybe just one little step in front of the next. And whenever you've got as far as you can go, just let the head hang heavy. Take a big sigh. You might even like to roll one arm up in a twist and then roll the other arm up. Maybe one more on each side. Let's heel toe our feet just a little wider than our hip width. And if you can manage it, drop your tailbone down into a little squat. You might even bring your palms together just for a moment. But if you can't, just drop down onto sit bones, of course. Take a breath here. And when you're ready, drop back down and we'll just return to how we started the practice. As we always do, let's take a moment in gratitude for being here today. And we'll extend that gratitude to each other by bowing and acknowledging the shared energy of practicing in a community.